Hey guys, this is 18.2. Welcome back to Zoo Tycoon Complete Collection. I swear this freeform zoo series is cursed, but I'm determined to get it done anyway. This is like the 6th or 7th time the recording has crashed on me. But rather than going all the way back to the beginning, we're just going to start here. I'm playing on the Island Zoo map for Marine Mania. I'm doing a whale zoo. And I'm playing with the maximum starting funds because the purpose of this series is to be educational, not to provide a challenge, though I may do challenges in the future. So nothing interesting has happened yet. I set up the research and conservation that I want / need. Unfortunately, I don't need zookeeper training, but I can't train my maintenance workers otherwise. Oh, I don't default start with a filter. That's something. Anyway, so doing the whale zoo because 1, I did a lot of research into it. 2, I actually think it would be a good first zoo. 3, it's the only one that actually had any suggestions. And I need a marine specialist. I don't need a maintenance worker yet. Alright, tank is too shallow. Alright, not big enough. Of course it's not big enough. It wouldn't be an 18.2 Zoo Tycoon series otherwise. Oops. I want the Atlantean. That ought to be big enough. So, I suppose I should be doing this as I am doing the work on the exhibits. So, first, the Zoo Tycoon. The Zoo Tycoon definition. The killer whale isn't really a whale at all. Why is it in the whale zoo? I'll get to that. It's called an orca. Also called an orca from the scientific name Orcanus orca. These animals are the largest members of the family Delphinidae, commonly known as dolphins. Yes, the orca is a dolphin. Although they are born less than 3 meters long, so they're born roughly 9 feet in length. An adult male orca can grow to almost 10 meters, which is over 30 feet. Females are almost as large. These distinctive creatures are entirely black and white. Scientists identify individual orcas by the shape of the whale saddle located behind the dorsal fin and by the shape of the dorsal fin itself. Killer whales are aptly named. They are impressive hunters at the top of the ocean's food chain. This is referred to as being an apex predator. Although they have never been known to attack humans. Not strictly true. Some orcas in captivity have attacked humans. That may have been after the release of the game. Like some of the most effective land predators, orcas hunt together in intricate pod structures. The smallest traveling groups, or intrapods, are made up of family members. Intrapods join together to form subpods and larger pods in order to travel and hunt. These hunting groups are made up of anywhere from 12 to 50 orcas that combine their hunting skills and share their kills. Pods of killer whales hunt prey of all sizes, although a particular pod may specialize in one type of prey. Orcas can hunt groups of smaller animals, fish, squid, birds, turtles, and penguins, or pick off single larger animals. The larger prey animals found on the diet of the killer whale include seals, whales, dolphins, sea lions, and sharks, even great whites. To catch larger animals, orcas use skill and teamwork. In order to kill a seal, pods have been known to tip a small ice floe and dump the hapless victim into the water, where it can be easily subdued by the pod. If the seal is sunning on the beach, a killer whale can intentionally beach itself, grab its meal, and return to the water with it. When food is plentiful, orcas can afford to be picky eaters. They will often discard much of their kill after picking out their favorite parts. In order to coordinate their hunts, orcas have developed a complicated system of communication, both physical and oral. Vocally, orcas use distinctive calls of about 2 seconds in duration to communicate. Most pods have at least 12 unique calls, but scientists do not yet know the meanings of each one. Orcas can also use physical signals to alert their pod to danger, announce their presence, or indicate the proximity of tasty prey. Lobtailing, or fluke slapping, is a common signal between members of a killer whale pod. By using its tail flukes as a large paddle on the surface of the water, an orca can signal pod members that may be a long distance away. Another characteristic orca behavior is the spy hop. A killer whale can thrust its head and upper body vertically out of the water. This allows the animal to visually survey the surrounding area, alerting it to both predators and prey. Now, that's a pretty good explanation of orcas. Yeah, I don't believe you. I think it's big enough. Alright. Rocks, foliage, seaweed. I do not have seaweed. So some major things left out by the in-game description. Now, they say it's a dolphin and not a whale. That is partially true. They are, in fact, dolphins. However, taxonomically, which is the taxonomy, is the classification of animals going from kingdom all the way down to species. Because of what we consider whales, we must go to the branch through which toothed whales, as in, which would be members of the infra order, which is basically a sub-order, I believe. Well, okay, things get real complicated real fast. Just know that the sub-order cetaceans is the place where toothed whales, which is Odontoceti, and Mysticeti are where this group splits. Odontoceti is the toothed whales, and Mysticeti is baleen whales, which would be whales like the bowhead. What do you mean you're having trouble getting to... You're there. Oh, right. Orcas is the... Yeah, that's not ready yet. I need to quickly delete all those and make some room for fancy grandstands. And then I want a gift shop and a restroom. Gift shop over here. A simple restroom, which will be replaced eventually. I don't start with a regular restaurant. So, Prairie Dog Cafe it is for now. Prairie Dog Cafe does not charge enough. Yeah, there we go. I don't remember how much. Okay, that one's $16. Where was I? Yes. Toothed whales, and this is not big enough. Toothed whales and baleen whales must both be accounted for the purposes of That is weird. I'm gonna fix that. That's gonna bug me. Something went terribly, terribly wrong. Did I fix it? Not quite. This is what happens when I try to multitask. Where was I? Yes, the curse continues. Toothed whales and baleen whales must both be considered whales because, well, we consider them whales. Therefore, we must go to the place where they link up, which is the infraorder cetaceans, which includes not only things we would normally consider whales, but also includes dolphins and porpoises. So for the purposes of this zoo, a whale is defined by being in the infraorder cetaceans. For marine biologists, there is a difference. And one of the big differences is the dorsal fin, which, let me see if I can get a good showing. I can't really yet. Eventually, I'll be able to get there. So, as I had mentioned, or as the game had mentioned, orcas ultimately grow to be between 23 to 32 feet long and weigh, get this, 6 tons. That is 12,000 pounds. And not only are they just attacking with the might of 6 tons, they also move at 40 miles per hour. Now that might not sound like much. But recall, this is not a mechanical being. This is not a vehicle. This is a living organism. And this living organism moves 40 miles per hour as their top speed in the water. And they tend to live between 50 to 80 years. Which is, well, about as long as a human. They think all the whales have a leathery skin. And which is just a tough hide. As opposed to scales or having a fur hide. And now, where do these apex predators, deadly 6 tons, moving at 40 miles per hour, where do they live? All the oceans and most seas. Do realize a sea is defined as being a sea is connected to is connected to an ocean, whereas a lake is landlocked. So in other words, they live in the ocean and anywhere you can get to from the ocean. They have an average litter size of just one baby orca. Which, incidentally, the game gets right. The game does okay on litter sizes. They tend to, instead of going with, here's the full litter size, they often wind up going, here's how many of the litter size normally survive. As mentioned in the in-game description, they are straight carnivores. And now my favorite category of my notes, their prey. They hunt 32 species of cetaceans. For perspective, there are about 89 species. They hunt about a third of all whales, including the blue whale, as referenced in the larger prey as blue whale. They hunt 20 different species of seals and sea lions. They hunt walrus, sea otters, terrestrial animals, that would be land animals, that just happen to be swimming in their water. And occasionally they will hunt other orcas. Yeah. They are brutal as apex predators. Here is their entire list of natural predators. Orcas. That's it. Humans sometimes hunt orcas, but literally the only thing that hunts orcas in nature is other orcas. Which is definition of apex predator. An apex predator has no natural predators and is a predator itself. Like, an elephant is not an apex predator. Even though fully grown elephants aren't hunted by anything, they are not an apex predator because they are not predators. Predator being defined as hunting other animals for their for food. While I'm thinking about it, I can't assign to the thing until the show ends. So, now that I have explained how whales, dolphins, and porpoises are all whales for the purposes of this zoo, being cetaceans, regardless of what marine biologists say, I'm going purely by taxonomy. So that means my full list of animals that will be in this zoo, I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 whales plus the whale shark. So there are only going to be 11 tanks. I only need to be able to afford 11 tanks. Oops, I screwed that up. Now, this episode is going to wind up being a little bit longer, a little bit dragging on, because I'm explaining so much at the beginning, so that I don't have to re-explain it every single time it comes up, because things will come up a lot. So I think for the second exhibit, I'm gonna go with a proper whale. What whales do I have available? I have the bowhead available. I do have the narwhal available, which I love, but I'm gonna hold off on it. Yeah, let's dropping things. Everything is cursed. Yeah, let's go with the bowhead whale. This should be big enough. I love having the undo button. I miss it. I've missed the undo button. Yes, that may be a silly name, but I think it's fitting because of bow. Wait, what? Yeah, it says it's too shallow. Did I hit base instead of wall? I might have done that. It's not big enough. Oh wait, I can expand it out this way. Delete that, merge those, move the entrance back here. Or no, over here. Too shallow, and then rocks and foliage. And as I am doing all that, the bowhead whale. Reason I'm choosing this one for the second. I know you're not happy. I'm working on it. Clam beds. Do I have those? Do I have those? Yes. Bowhead whales are baleen whales, which means instead of teeth, they have why am I blanking on the name? I don't remember if they're... Anyway. Baleen whales do not have teeth. Okay, no. Baleen is the name of the actual bristles, as well as being the name for the entire, basically, food filtration system they have. I don't know why I blanked on that. But being baleen whales, when they open their mouth, they don't really open up to into a big gaping maw. They open up to reveal basically a gigantic filter in their mouth, through which they eat. I will get to what they eat specifically in a moment. So, baleen whales grow 50 to 60 feet long. So, they are twice the size of orcas, as you can probably tell. Oh my word, I need to... I need a filter! Give me the filter! And the bowhead whales are 75 to 100 tons. That is 200,000 pounds. Now, their top speed is 6 miles per hour. I'm sure if they needed to, they could go faster. But based off of the sources that I have been using, primarily, I believe it's A to Z Animals, and I don't remember the other source off the top of my head. I didn't cite them in my file. They move slowly because their food doesn't move fast. They tend to live... they tend to be a solitary animal, occasionally small pods. They live in the Arctic Ocean. They give birth to a single calf. And they are carnivorous with their diet, or their relevant diet of being zooplankton. They would also eat phytoplankton, but that's not what their primary food is. Because both zooplankton and phytoplankton would make it through the filter, they both get ingested, but the zooplankton are the ones that the bowhead whales derive nutrients from. Right, I should explain plankton. Zooplankton are tiny, tiny, tiny little animals, and phytoplankton are tiny, tiny, tiny little plants. Many are invisible to the naked eye, but these gigantic beings eat a lot of plankton. Now, their list of natural predators is orcas. Yep. Humans also hunt them. They are a common whaling target, just due to their size. And neat facts about the bowhead whale. 1, it has the largest mouth of any animal, including the blue whale. You can kind of see. You can see how its mouth goes all the way from the top, basically down to their fins, and that opens. It's huge. And when they need to breathe, they have the raw power to break through 7 inches of ice. That might not sound like much, but it is. If you've ever tried to break, especially because it's not like just a 7-inch plane of like tap water ice. This is naturally occurring ice, which has several impurities, including things like soil, and they can break through it. And it doesn't have really a structural weak point to take advantage of. They just are that strong. Understandably so. There's a lot of muscle required to move a 100-ton behemoth. Anyway, this episode is getting long. Hopefully I've done enough of the necessary initial explanations in order to get maybe 3 or 4 species in next time. And please do remember to like or dislike. Leave a comment, tell me what you think about this. And obviously subscribe because the algorithm demands it. Oh shoot, I don't actually have a place for that filter. I mean, I do. Just can't get to it. Give me a moment. Yeah, no, don't give me a moment. I'll do this off camera. This has been 18-2, and I will see you guys next time.